Hey, what's good? Coach Colin Castello from Shotmechanics Basketball, back with another video today where I'm going to teach you how to do Luka's signature single hand scoop. Let's get it. All right, now I absolutely love Luka's game, and one of the reasons why is because once he gets in the paint, he's got a bunch of crafty finishes, and he's able to finish amongst the bigs and longer and taller defenders, right? So today what I want to do is break down one of his signature finishes. That way you can use it the next time you get inside of a game. But before we jump into it, click the top link in the description down below and get free instant access to my Instant Bucket scoring workout. This is a quick hitting 5-minute workout. It's going to help you score more points the next time you get on your court because we're going to give you the right reps that are actually going to translate. So go ahead and check that out. 100% free, my gift to you. Now, so the single hand scoop is really important. And it's important for a couple different reasons. Number one, because you can hold the defender off. Number two, you can kind of control and dictate the tempo and pace. And so you're not being sped up by the defenders or being forced to do something that you don't want to do at the time you don't want to do it, right? So for Luka, it's really important because he's so big, he can actually use his body to hold players off, and it's even more powerful. But it doesn't matter your size, it doesn't matter how tall you are. If you do it right, this is gonna work for pretty much every time. So the first key we wanna have on a single hand scoop is what we call a veer. And a veer basically means that once you beat your defender and you start to go by your hips by theirs, instead of going just a straight line to the rim, you're going to veer your path just slightly. So instead of going straight towards the rim, I'm going to veer into my defender and pin them on my hip right here. Now the reason why this is important is because a lot of times, let's say you beat a defender with a crossover, you go by him. If you just go direct line to the basket like a lot of coaches will teach you, if you've got a quick or an athletic defender, they can close the distance and they can affect and try to block your shot at the rim, right? So instead, if when I cross over, I start going straight line and then I veer inside, it puts them on my back hip, it locks them in jail behind me, and then now I can dictate my tempo as I go into the paint. So that's one thing that Luka's fantastic at, is when he starts driving, he veers inside, and then that's gonna pin the defender behind them. So key number one, doesn't really have anything to do with the scoop, but it's still really important for this finish, right? Veer, cut your defender off, that way you're setting up the perfect tempo to score. Now from there, it's all about getting the ball underhand, scooped out away from your body while holding off the defender. So the next big key here is as I pin the defender behind me and I'm getting towards the basket, I want to hold them off with my backhand. I don't want to like grab their jersey or anything like that, but I just want to pin them back there with my forearm or my arm. And then that way, once I get into the hoop and I scoop, they can't come block it, right? A lot of times what players do is they might pin the defender on their hip, they're all good, and as they go to score, they might go up with two hands, and as they do, it allows the defender to close that space, block the shot, make a play at the rim, right? Especially if they're longer or more athletic than you. So instead, as I come in and I veer, if I can hold them off with this backhand and do my single hand pickup into a scoop, I can hold them off and get all the way to the basket and get a super clean look. Now, the biggest key to this move is we've got to pick up the ball with one hand. We got to pick up the ball with one hand because if I'm holding them off and I go to pick up with two, that's going to allow them to close as I'm gathering into my shot. So what you'll notice Luka is fantastic at, as he's holding them off, he's going to pound his last dribble and he's going to rotate his hand from the top underneath. So you'll see his hand will go from top to underneath, just like that as he's going up for a finish, and he's gonna get to the basket and score. Now, one problem is a lot of players don't practice this, right? They practice two-hand layups all the time. So once they get into a game, it just is almost impossible to perform. So what you wanna think about is as you come in, you wanna work on using that last pound and then rolling your hand out so your palm's facing up towards the sky and extending the ball away from your body, because the farther you extend it, the harder it's gonna be for the defense to come get it, even if you've got them pinned off, right? So with the single hand scoop, key number one here that you gotta do is you gotta rotate your palm to sky, then you gotta extend it farther out. Now the last key that's probably gonna help you be more effective is you've gotta get comfortable by jumping off of the same side leg. Now what I mean by that is most of the time when we're taught to do layups when we're younger, you're always gonna jump off of your inside leg and you're gonna finish with your outside leg, right? We've always heard like the string between your knee and your elbow. As your knee goes up, your elbow goes up like this, right? But what a lot of players don't realize is you've got to be able to jump off of both feet and finish with both hands at all times, right? So as Luka gets in here, you'll notice he's a lot of times going to pick it up and jump off of the same leg on the same side, right? It might feel super awkward to begin with, but if you can practice it and get your reps in, I promise you're going to get a lot of finishes, because the way, the footwork and the timing works on the court, a lot of the times, if I was to jump with my single leg here, I'm going to get a good look. If I take that extra step, I get too deep and the defender can close for a block, right? So get comfortable jumping off of your opposite foot, and I promise you, you're gonna get more finishes in a game just like Luka. All right, so next, let's set up a drill to help you kind of master this veer single hand scoop finish, right? So right now I've got a 3-cone setup, 1 cone at the top of the key, 2 cones on the outside. You can move the cones on the outside as far away from the middle one as you want to. It's gonna depend on your age and your skill level, how far you wanna go, right? Generally speaking, the farther, the better. But basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna do double in and outs to a single leg, single arm finish. So it looks like this. I'm gonna come up to the top cone, I'm gonna hit an in and out where I'm rolling the basketball over my body, and I'm gonna let that bounce me laterally to the second cone, right? Then I'm gonna do the same thing, I'm gonna hit another in and out, but from here I'm going to step in, and I'm gonna try to step my foot over the top of the cone to veer, and I'm gonna pretend this cone is my defender that I'm trying to pin off and hold behind me, right? From here I'm gonna hold them off, I'm gonna come in, and then I'm gonna get a single hand, single leg scoop at the basket, just like that, right? We're gonna finish on our outside hand and our outside foot at the same time. Then I'm gonna bring it back up to the top, I'm gonna reset, I'm gonna do the exact same thing, but I'm gonna go the opposite direction. So I'm gonna come, I'm gonna roll right, bounce it out, roll here, get a step over the top. So I'm coming in here, bam, right hand, right leg, getting that scoop all the way up to the hoop. Again, we're doing a 1-hand pickup, not touching it with 2 hands, going back and forth, working both directions. All right, now this video is great, but if you want to instantly increase your points per game and your scoring average, all you got to do is click the top link in the description down below and get free access to my Insta-Bucket workouts. This is a quick 5-minute hitting workout that's going to get you better every single time you step on the court and help you score more points, and it's 100% free. Also, if you're new to Shot Mechanics, hammer that subscribe button, then head to the comment section down below and let me know what sort of video you want to see next. This is a great community, and it's a channel that's for the people, by the people, and we run pretty much everything off a request, so leave it down below and hopefully we'll be able to get to it. And if you're a loyal member of the Splash Army, hit that like button and also leave a comment. We always love to hear from you as well. All right, again, I'm Coach Colin Castell with Shot Mechanics Basketball. Thanks for watching, and until next time, splash on.